What is going on, everybody? It is Cyfal. Today I'm just going to be cooking up a BABYSANTANA and slumps type beat, kind of like that new antisocial song that's been blowing up recently. If you have been looking at the types of beats I've been uploading, they've kind of been on this new wave, which is starting to blow up right now. Kind of how I think of his style is kind of a mixture of Plug and B, which I made a video on, and Rage, which I made 2 videos on. So I'm going to be kind of combining those because that's kind of what I hear from his types of beats. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I post tutorials every single Saturday. Follow me on Instagram at the bottom or on screen right now. Got an EP in the works. With all that being said, let's get into the cook-up. Alright, now I'm just going to try and create a very simple chord progression. Probably only going to use triad chords, which are 3-note chords. Basically the most simple chords you can make. The reason I want to start in E, I want to go from E to F. And the reason I'm going from E to F is because those notes are right next to each other, which, if you don't know, you probably know this if you've been making melodies for a while, but for the beginners, if you use 2 notes right next to each other, it creates tension in your beat and gives it a darker feel. Actually, I think I have a better idea, so I'm gonna make a new chord. I'm just gonna go up to G. So it's gonna go down the scale and go back to the first chord, if that makes sense. Then I'll just leave this last one. Alright, now that I got that, I'm gonna try and create a virtual type of lead in Serum again. I'm actually gonna higher this 1 octave, just press Control, then press up, makes the whole melody go up. Then I'm gonna highlight this, hold Shift, and then just click and drag so I can copy this over, but I'm probably gonna change the ending. And this bass sound is not required, just something I want to add for when there's no 808 in the beat. So I'm just going to copy and paste all these lowest notes and put it into the bass. Drop it a couple octaves though. Control L to connect everything, then make sure the last note's also connected. And melody-wise, that is it. For these beats, the melodies are really simple. These beats are honestly pretty repetitive, so you really want it to be simple and let the artist do their own thing on these beats. You don't want anything too crazy. Just gonna start out with the claps, just like any other beat. Turn the velocity up. Gonna mute the bass because I'm gonna add an 808 for this part of the beat. But first, I'm gonna copy paste to the snare. Add some generic rolls like you see in a bunch of regular plug beats. Right click, fill each 2 steps. Velocity up again. Alright, I'm gonna do these last 3 open hats and a chant, then I'm gonna add the bass. Turn that down a little bit. Then I'm just gonna add this chant right at the start. Alright, so now for the 808s, make sure they hit pretty hard but not like too distorted. And for the pattern, sometimes I'll see like lots of notes in a row. So you're gonna have like stuff like this, for example. You know, something like that, which that pattern honestly is kind of bad, but I could do something similar to that. So I'm gonna just try and make some patterns, see what sounds good. And right here, I'm gonna have a lot of notes in a row, like I was saying before. Probably something like this. I actually want to make this 808 pattern 8 bars long. So all the other patterns are 4 bars. I usually make everything 8 bars, but this beat is really repetitive, so that's why I made it 4. But I'm going to go pattern 1, split by channel, put all the channels over here. And now I'm just going to duplicate everything except for the 808. So now I can make the 808 pattern 8 bars long without everything else being 8 bars long. I'm gonna have a slide at the end, which a lot of people don't really do, but I thought it would sound nice if it kind of goes back down to the regular octave at the end. I'm just gonna put a slide note right on C, make it short, and see how that sounds. It's really faint, but I think it gives it a nice feel. And now for the second 808 pattern, I'm just going to make this unique and make a way simpler pattern. So I'm just going to take this first pattern and take out a lot of notes. Probably more of the higher notes as well. So yeah, I think that's going to be all the patterns. Now I'm going to get into mixing. So on the melodies, I'm just going to add simple EQs, reverb, nothing too special. I usually don't cover mixing in my tutorials just because of how, like, there's nothing really specific to this style of mixing. It's really just whatever mix sounds best for you. Only really specific thing you should be looking at is just make your 808s hit, but don't make it too distorted. Make sure your melodies don't overpower either. That's a problem I have. I don't know if other people have it, but just make sure your melodies aren't overpowering the drums, and yeah, that's it. Now for the arrangement of the beat. Like I said again, there's nothing specific for this style for arrangement, but since I added my own bass and an 808, you want to make sure the bass and the 808 are playing at different times. Like I said, the bass isn't required in this beat, it's just something I felt like adding. And that is the full beat. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you found it helpful, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what artists I should cover for future tutorials. Be sure to subscribe, really close to 3K. Try and hit 4K this year. Thanks for watching.